What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic holiday weekend. I know we're going into Christmas here. We've been doing a lot of Christmas shopping today. We got Aspen, a little kid. Speaking of Aspen, she's crying about something right now, even though we just bought her a ton of stuff. But we bought her a Range Rover, a little kid Range Rover. So I'm really excited about that. We have a big backyard, so that'll be fun for her to drive around on that. Diana got a bunch of kitchen stuff. We're probably gonna go shopping again tomorrow. Just a little PSA before we go ahead and get into this mystery mail day, which this is Pokemon Mystery Mail Day number 104. Crazy to think we've done 104 of these now. But anyways, I think there are better deals if you are like Christmas shopping for your family, whatnot. I think there are better deals Saturday. Saturday, pretty much the day before, and Friday, today. So get your deals right now. We were able to get some stuff with some discounts, so that was really awesome. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. But yeah, most importantly, I hope everybody has a fantastic holiday. I don't know if I'll be making content over the next week, between spending it with family and Christmas and going to people's houses and all that good stuff. I'm going to try and stay consistent with it. But even with today, we've been shopping all day. I'm getting to a video late in the day. And my work schedule is getting a little bit crazy. We've got a lot of holiday parties and events, things lined up for the bar. But without further ado, we have some incredible mail here, which everything lately has just been getting dropped in my mailbox without even signature, which is kind of ridiculous considering the value of some of these cards. Okay, yes, I'm gonna cut this right here, but let's go ahead and get into it. Try to slice this thing open without slicing my fingers too. I love how these come open though. I love how the cards go through the authentication process. I like that they have the eBay vault now. I like that if you're feeling like you got a deal, send it to the vault. It goes up on eBay immediately. You don't pay any sales tax when you sell the card. I think eBay is really taking the next step up, and I think eBay will actually survive over the next decades to come because of the new vault system. In terms of trading cards, a lot of markets have gotten too expensive with eBay. Sneakers, you guys might think, how is this relevant, Orion? But I ship out a lot of stuff, my personal things too. And with sneakers, they have free shipping. It gets authenticated, and there's free shipping for sneakers that are $250 or more. But I think they're getting very savvy on authenticating items, making it easier. Creating kind of a loophole for sales tax, which is what the vault has done. There will be a 3% buyer's premium for the vault. So I am in 2024 supposedly. So I am really trying to find something spectacular that I can vault and then pull out and save a huge chunk of change on sales tax. So now is the time. Basically 1 month left pretty much to, or no, maybe starting in January. So like a couple days left, I think. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get into this bad boy. I'm trying to not show any of my information. Okay. Let's get this over. And I'm going to try and not look at this card because that's going to I want it to be a surprise for all of us. So I am not going to look at this card either. I'm trying to pull it out, but I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it right now. Let's get this thing out. Hold on. It's weird. I've never done this. Usually, I see it at first, but I want it to be a surprise for all of us. So, is that the back? That's the back. Okay, cool. All right, we've got the back here. I'm not even going to show what it is to myself. I'm excited for this one. Right off the bat, you can see that the back looks really, really clean. So hopefully the rest of the card is just as clean. Let's give it up for Reggie Steele. Let's go. So this is Gold Star Reggie Steele. Let me correct myself. Gold Star Reggie Steele. This card is epic. It's amazing. I love it. It's honestly one of my favorite Gold Stars. And I'm not a huge fan of the Reggies, but the lore behind the Reggies, which I kind of partially got wrong on the last Mail Day video featuring Reggie Rock, which I also recently got with a semi-new cert and a 9. This is also a semi-new cert. It is a 79th millionth, so right before they hit the 80 millionth. I'm okay with that. It just means that it's a modern cert. I know this thing is legit, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up because I'm going to put this in a PSA sleeve that looks very official. Any dings, any dents? Nope, not really, dude. This thing is crispy. I'm looking for anything to call this card out, but I don't see anything so far. Let's see if you guys see anything. Dude, the back is so clean. How did this card, straight up. Okay, let's look at the front of this card. The centering is really good. Let's look at the front of this card. This card could honestly be a resub. Straight up, I know it's easy to say that. And we haven't seen, I haven't looked at the card long enough. I need to really look at the holo and see if there's any scratches, light scratches. So far, it looks, you guys can see, I hope the camera quality is pretty good, but it looks pretty good. The card looks pretty clean. So when I was a kid, I did pull the Reggie Steele EX. So that was a lot of fun. But I never had any of the gold stars. I never had a single gold star as a kid. I never even saw them. My friends didn't have them. One of my friends did have a Crystal Nidoking. That's like one of the only cards that I pretty much remember that was like a Grail card that I can remember from my childhood, other than Charizard. Yeah, this thing is stunning. Right now, guys, I'm looking for any kind of swirl holo pattern. I did a video not long ago talking about swirls and how fun they are when you do see them. It doesn't look like this card has a swirl in it. It has a really nice holo pattern, though. I will say it has a really, really nice holo pattern. Outside of the fact that it doesn't have a swirl, the holo pattern looks really good. And I just like the style of this card. In my opinion, this is the best Reggie. This is the best, coolest Reggie. I like the steel style on the card. I like, how the style type is gray. I like the way the card looks. Just steel types in general. Metagross Gold Star is also cool for that same reason. It just stands out a little bit more than the other cards. But Reggie Steel over Reggie Ice and Reggie Rock any day of the week. Now, one thing that I got wrong about the lore that I do want to correct, I read up on it briefly, but I do want to correct it. I'm still looking for that swirl. Is that let me go ahead and get Reggie Rock. Oh, that's not the right briefcase. That's too heavy. And we're moving along with our gold star stack. It's getting kind of crazy with the gold stars. Almost all on 9, other than the Alakazam, which I got back in a 7. Where is Reggie Rock? There he is. Okay, so we've got Reggie Rock next to our Reggie Steel. We've almost got the complete trio. Looking phenomenal. Now, I do want to clarify. I don't know if I clarified on the first video. I picked this card up, I believe, for $700, $750 maybe. The reason for that being is that I believe that this card sold maybe a week or two prior to me picking it up for $800 or $850. And so when I saw it at $750, I may have sent an offer, maybe not. I think I got a deal. But either way, anywhere in the 700 range for Reggie Rock or Reggie Ice. Reggie Ice is a little bit more, but Reggie Steel is somewhere in the $600 range, so it's a little bit less. Reggie Steel I ended up picking up for $650. Every card, these were from J Rich Collectibles. We're not really too buddy with each other, I would say. It's pretty straightforward. He's a seller. He's like, he really wants to get cards off, but I will say, even though there's no friendly communication going back and forth between us, I respect him as a seller and I respect what he sells. And I have literally never gotten a card that wasn't a good card from J Rich Collectibles. Literally every single card I've gotten from them has been phenomenal. Not to pump their business, but I am appreciative of the cards. I might even tell them next time if I shop with them, yo, I talked about you in a video. So I hope that's worth something. But either way, it doesn't matter. He supplies some really, really nice cards. I mean, both of these cards, you guys saw the Reggie Rock before, but the Reggie Steel is the same way. I mean, literally there's no whitening on either of these. They're super, super clean. Here's the Reggie Steel. Look at it super close. Dude, like what? Why is this a 9? Honestly, why is it a 9? So I'm tempted to send these back in for 10s. It's really cool to pick up cards and be like, yo, I think this could send back in. Same thing with the Jolteon that I got recently. Jolteon could easily be a 10 too. Look at the back of that. Jolteon is super clean. So I'm picking up some very nice 9s. And I don't know if they're just pop controlling with the 10s. But it might just be the case that people are going to end up having to spend premiums on PSA 10 cards, no matter if they don't like old certs or not. I'm not a fan of old certs, but I'm probably going to end up having to buy, you know, if I ever wanted to go PSA 10, I'd probably have to go in that direction because they're really not giving 10s that often anymore. These cards deserved 10s and they didn't get 10s. I mean, the Regirock, maybe Registeel and Regirock are both a little bit off center, right? They're both a little bit top heavy where the bottom is a little slim, but like, come on, is that really enough to knock them to a 10? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think they're just pop controlling right now a little bit. And you might say, Ryan, that's conspiracy theory talk, but I definitely believe that there is such a thing as them pop controlling stuff. So anyways, I did bring this up because I did want to mention that some little lore facts. Regigigas created, I still believe this, but he created the other Regis. And Regigigas is the creator of the world. Regirock represents the Stone Age. Registeel represents the Steel Age, I guess. And Regice represents the Ice Age. I think that's kind of a cool thing, but I think it's even cooler that, you know, their purpose is kind of unknown. I think that's probably the coolest thing about the Regis. When I read up on them, and I really urge you, if you are looking at these gold stars, or you just like Regis in general, reading the lore definitely helps. Bulbapedia is a great resource to use to read up on the stories of these Pokemon. But the fact, like, I just like that they're golems, and I believe, or golems, I believe that I believe the origin of that term, like golem, I believe that comes from Hebrew, like Jewish heritage. I believe it does come from Jewish storytelling. I am Jewish, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. I think somewhere along the lines I got really connected to these Regi cards, and I liked the idea of, you know, golems created from, you know, mud, from the earth, and steel and ice. That's cooler to me than like what age they represent or whatever. I just think that they're really cool and they're mysterious legendaries, and they represent something much bigger, which is that these Pokemon could come back and either terrorize or save the human race. I think that's like the deep story behind these. And I'm forgetting what. So yeah, Regieleki and Regidrago represent the future and the past. There are so many future past paradoxal things in Pokemon. I'm not an expert on all of that stuff. I've never claimed to be. I do get facts wrong sometimes, and if I am corrected, I always appreciate it because I don't know everything. But one thing I do know is these cards are phenomenal. Gold stars in general have done really well lately. They seem to continue to trend up and kind of go against the grain of the rest of the market. But yeah, for me, I would say of the Regis, if I had to keep one, it would be Registeel for sure. I like how his hand is coming out. This one, his arm's kind of coming out too. He's kind of doing like a rock punch, but it just, I don't know. Some people think the Regirock goes the hardest. Regice, I would probably put Regirock above Regice, which is just pops and the facts. You know, those are the reasons. That's the reason why Regice is the price that it is. I would assume, I don't know this for a fact, and I should know the pops of cards that I just bought, but I would assume off the top of my head that Regice has a lower population in PSA 9 than these other guys, and I would expect that Registeel has the highest population of the three of them, considering that it is the cheapest. Typically, this is a great way where you can gauge kind of what the prices for PSA 9 or PSA 10 cards should be based on their populations and based on based on like fractional mathematics, like if there's 50 Reggie Steele in a PSA 10 and it's, you know, $3,000, $4,000, which I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't know what the Reggie Steele PSA 10 price, but there's 200 Reggie Steele in a PSA 9. You can pretty much take that price, the 4,000, and divide it by 4, because there's 4 times as many cards in the pop for PSA 9. Probably doesn't necessarily work out that way, but that's how I've done the math for some of the cards that I've looked at, and it kind of makes sense and checks out. So Reggie Steele, again, I don't know the pops of the 9 or the 10. That's something that I'm going to look at right after this video. We just got home from Christmas shopping, and I was just excited to break this card out after picking it up and share it with you guys. It is absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite things about Reggie Steele, for some reason, I don't really notice the eyes. I don't really notice the eyes on the Reggies as much, but on Reggie Steele, it just stands out a lot more. I don't know. Reggie Steele just looks badass to me. I mean, it really just looks like a robot tormentor alien from space come to destroy our world. That's what Reggie Steele kind of represents for me. Or here to protect our world, you know, from something destructive happening. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of theories on these, but, you know, I didn't really notice it, but, you know, you don't really notice it in photos as much, but the shiny version of Reggie Steele really pops out with this bluish, greenish hue here. Really pops out on the card when you're looking at it in person. You don't really notice it as much, I feel like, in photos. But either way, the contrast with the background and kind of like the flame, the explosion in the background with Reggie Steele. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite one. Love this card. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Mystery Mail Day number 104. And we've got a lot more of these to go. I don't think that it's always going to be, you know, high-end single cards. Like, there will come a time where I just order random stuff like the theme deck that I ordered. But lately there hasn't been a lot that I really want out there. As my collecting style evolves, as I want different things and have different needs as a collector, right now, gold stars, crystals, I'm sticking on that. I'm harping on that. I think it's really important. If you do want to go for those cards, go ahead and go for them. You see less and less of them every week listed. You just don't see a lot of these cards. So I am absolutely mesmerized by this card. This is beautiful. So very happy to add this into my collection. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... 15 gold stars. We have 15 gold stars officially out of the 27, I believe. I believe we are well on our way. We've passed the halfway point as far as gold stars go, and PSA 9, so that's pretty exciting. And all of them are beautiful. I can't believe that I have not had a single hiccup as far as buying all these cards go. Like, the probability, and I think it's because people took care of these cards. Like, these were the cards that if you were, you know, going to protect, put in a binder, put in a sleeve, these were the cards that, you know, they were doing it with. But literally all of my gold stars, every single one has maybe the slightest imperfection on it. You know, like, I've been very lucky with those because you can get bad PSA 9s, you can get bad PSA 10s, and I've gotten very lucky with these. I'll be honest with you guys, if I see a flaw with a card, I can't let it go, and I'll be like, all right, yep, this card is not what I'd hoped for. And you know what? With this graded higher end cards, I haven't really seen as much of that problem that I've had in the past where I get a card and it's not in the condition that I had hoped for. So yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day, rest of your night, and happy holidays, everybody. Peace out. I look forward to doing another video tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow.